A very good morning from Balapan station, where we are once again going to take a train. This is just a short trip to Semarang Tawang station to make our connection onto the luxury train later today. I'll be doing this short trip in economy class, the Banyubiru train. Pagi nomor 1.
Banyubiru paling depan.
Okay, thank you. That's it. I never know which one is the front or the back of the train and the numbering here, so I'll just ask. It's the easiest way. I'm in car number 1 today, which is right next to me, the very front of the train. And of course we cannot get to the locomotive, but there it is. This is the executive class train, the Mataram, from here to Pasar Senen in Jakarta. We're not taking that one, we're taking the economy class train from here to Semarang Tawang. No luxury, but it will bring you from point A to B in a decent amount of time. The Banyubiru train, named after a river, runs between Solo Balapan and Semarang Tawang stations in Central Java. The trip will take around 2 hours with a few short stops in between, and is mostly aimed at just those local and regional travelers. The train is not Spartan in any way. It's just not one of those prestige trains I usually make videos about. But I had to show you this one, so you know a cheap and fast connection by rail exists between these two cities. I decided to take this seat. Hopefully no one's next to me, although I don't have a window anyway. This economy class train runs between Solo Balapan and Semarang Tawang and back again in about 2 hours every single trip. This is an economy class train, as I said, so the seats are likewise economy class. They are so economy that I don't even have a window here. So I've tucked myself into the nice little windowless corner here to show you all the facilities on board of this economy class train. We have a lot of ads here. Every seat is covered in the same ad. We have a trash bag, a very small table to put a glass or a bottle of water here, and 2 power outlets that you can use for charging cell phones, laptops or tabs. There is no USB here, as I got a feel of it. And of course there is nothing to charge your phone or device in the seat here as well. That's what you get in economy class. Here we go, on the way to Semarang. And the door will be closed in a second or two. Although this train makes 6 stops along its way, I booked a ticket for the entire trip, so it shows exactly which seats are available or not. And most of them were still empty last night, so I have high chances that I can just lay back a bit or maybe find another seat that has a little bit more light than this one, and maybe even a window. This part of Central Java has seen major upgrade works, a lot of new tracks. This tunnel is new, this bridge is new. The double tracking is ongoing, and there is a red bridge coming up, which used to be a roundabout with a track running through it. I'll show you on pictures, but now everything is grade separated.
Dan kru yang bertugas mengucapkan selamat datang di kereta api Banyubiru yang akan mengantarkan kita ke tujuan akhir stasiun Semarang Tawang. Perjalanan kali ini menempuh waktu 1 jam 54 menit. Kami ingatkan kembali bahwa perjalanan ini adalah perjalanan bebas asap rokok.
And once this track is completely being doubled, that means trains can be increased here, which is really needed. North-south corridor here. And here is that red bridge on top of the roundabout, which also features a tunnel now. No more traffic jams. I've been in traffic jams here before, back in the day. While we are looking at a face that is probably familiar outside of Indonesia as well, this is Agnes Monica. I'm going to show you my personal space. Yesterday when sitting up straight, I couldn't stretch my legs and reach the seat in front of me. Now, with seating properly, I have no cheating. I have one hand of space for myself today. And down here is a piece of metal that's there holding the seats in front of us, and a foot right in the middle. So stretching your legs is no option because your shin bones will hit the seat in front of you. This is my seat fully reclined. I don't have a neighbor at the back because probably that would be very annoying. Otherwise I wouldn't have reclined also, but this is what you get as personal space on a 40,000 rupiah, which is about €2, 2-hour trip. Life along the railroad tracks isn't the most high class, but when your train takes you through villages, you might actually see glimpses of recent history with traditional wooden houses. Most of the time though, it's a rundown area of town where the poorest of poor live and the place trash is dumped by locals. Basically, you're lucky to actually see some nature when on a train here on the island of Java. Most forested areas are plantations, and yes, rice fields are green, but it's cultivation. It's best not to think about that too much, as Indonesia still regularly has a shortage of rice and needs to import it. Nothing you can probably fix, even if you'd like to. I'm not sure if these lush green landscapes are something you like, but if you've made it this far into the video, you probably like train travel, or maybe Indonesia in general. In that case, you should probably consider subscribing to me, as I have plenty of train trip videos on my channel already and plan to make more. You will also find a ton of videos about Indonesia that I've made over the years living there. If you like this video so far, do leave a comment as it helps with the YouTube algorithm. Thank you in advance. And now we continue our short trip to the city of Semarang. Those white signs you see there, like that one, and the markers you see in the landscape, that indicate the ownership of land. Like there's at the tree, it's one. That's all owned by the railroad company, laid out by the Dutch in the late 19th century, early 20th century. Still maintained, and this allows for expansion of the tracks later on, but it won't be easy, of course. Do we have catering aboard of the train? Yes, we have. Someone is walking around with drinks, coffee, tea, water, cup noodles. The cheaper stuff for the economy class train. I have a wad of cash to spend, so let's see what I can get on board of this train. Minta kopi sama pop mie, tapi jangan kasih pedisnya ya.
Kopinya kopi hitam, cappuccino Bapak.
Cappuccino aja.
Cappuccino aja satu. Kopinya yang ayam, tori mie salam ya?
Kenapa?
Kopinya yang ayam atau yang tori mie salam?
Yang ayam boleh ya.
Yang ayam.
Okay, as I paid cash, I don't know what I paid for this, but it was not much, even compared to the ticket price of just 40,000 rupiah. Both the coffee and the cup noodles are prepared by just adding hot water, but doing that on a moving train probably needs some training.
Terima kasih, selamat menikmati hari.
Okay, here is my lunch or brunch. It's 10 o'clock. I have a cappuccino from a package, and of course Indonesia's favorite, a pop mie, and it comes with a foldable plastic spoon. And I asked the young lady not to put in the chili pepper stuff because I don't like it like that. This is just a regular pop mie. As I don't have cell phone coverage anymore, let's just enjoy the views for a bit, shall we? In between cities and towns, it's very possible your network drops out for a bit. It shouldn't last long though, so do enjoy those views while you can scroll to TikTok for a few minutes. It's worthwhile. To prove to you that this train is really empty, you see 4 people in this car. I'm going to run down the entire train. It's pretty much empty, like I said. I will show you the toilet though. This is a squatting toilet. I'm not going to use that one. They have a window there. And they also have a normal toilet. So, normal toilet, wash basin. Water is working, so that's good. You have some watery soap. Of course, a working mirror on the window. This window you can open. Let's see if it's possible. Yeah. So there we go. Let's stick on the camera for a bit, shall we? A little walk towards the front of the train shows more empty seats. With tickets starting at 40,000 rupiah, or some €2 only, I wonder whether this train is always so quiet. Probably not, because the state-owned railway company could get much more value out of these cars using them elsewhere in that case. Did you know there's an express version of this train? It's called the Banyubiru Express and plies the same routes. The problem is, this train is just as fast as the regular Banyubiru train. It's probably named Express because it makes fewer stops at stations. But if that is compensated with longer stop times, you're not going to be faster, obviously. Localized flooding going on here. There's a little stream, but it's burst its banks, flooding fields, and the local neighborhoods here. And here we see the flooding that's going on. These are railroad tracks, and that's an entire city there, slowly sinking into the sea. People are watching because the water is apparently still rising. It is about 10 centimeters below the top of the rail. If it rises more, no trains can be operated here. The tracks are completely submerged here, which is an increasingly, they're working on some irrigation works, but it's a sinking city here, so increasingly difficult to do something about it. Our tracks are submerged now, as you can see by the waves created by the locomotive and the cars. The thing is, this is just a railroad track. People are living here. Look, it's all flooded, half a meter deep. We are completely submerged, as well as the other tracks are. And of course the main roads are as well. This is the main road into the northern part of town. I've tried to drive my motorcycle here multiple times. There is an alternative on traveling on the Banyubiru, but it's in executive class and thus more expensive. It's the Joglosemarkerto train. It has similar travel times, but only if you take the correct one, as this train runs in a circle, clockwise and anti-clockwise. Traveling in executive class won't save you from getting stuck because of flooding though. I need to make a connection on the Argo Bromo Anggrek, now simply called Anggrek, prestige luxury class train. But it was late about 1 hour as well because of this situation. This Banyubiru would be the last train to make it to Semarang Tawang before tracks were closed for safety reasons for a while. But that's part of traveling by rail in the tropics during the wet season, I guess.